Part 2. The Drain Speaks. The Stone Shadow of Kolkata. Part 2, Chapter 1. The Ghost of Lal Bazaar. The Kolkata police archives smelled of mildew and forgotten justice. Meera sat at a wooden table scarred by decades of case files, surrounded by towers of yellow documents. The single overhead bulb flickered like a dying firefly. It was 2 a.m. The archivist had left hours ago, grumbling about overtime. Meera worked alone, which was how she preferred it. Fewer questions, fewer explanations about why she stared at crime scenes like she was watching invisible films. She opened another box marked 1990, closed cases. Inside, between files on pickpocketing and property disputes, she found it. A slim folder with Stoneman. Bose, V. Written in faded ink, Inspector Vikram Bose's handwriting was precise, almost architectural. His reports read like poetry. Not the flowery kind, but the spare, devastating sort that said everything in what it left out. Victim 1, male, approximately 40 years old. No identification. Found near Saida Station. Head crushed by Purulia granite. Weight estimated at 12 kilograms. Meera turned pages. Victim 2, Victim 3. Each description is identical in its clinical horror. Each murder was separated by exactly 9 days. Then she reached the final entry. February 14, 1990. Victim 12. Pattern complete. Spiral confirmed. Epicenter, College Street. Coordinates. The coordinates were scratched out, replaced with 3 words in hurried script. The drain speaks. Beneath it, one more line. If you are reading this, I am either dead or gone. Trust the Naali. Trust no one else. Meera felt the familiar tingle at the base of her skull. Grid's sight wanted to activate. She closed her eyes, let it come. The archive dissolved. 3 layers superimposed. Physical layer, the file on the table. Black ink, missing layer, space where more pages should be. Vikram had removed evidence, hidden it. Ghost layer, Vikram himself, a shadow of forensic memory standing at this exact table 16 years ago, hiding something in his jacket, looking over his shoulder, afraid. Meera opened her eyes. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered. ACP Rathod. Silence. Then breathing. Heavy. Labored. Old. You are looking for Vikram. A man's voice. Bengali accent. Decades of cigarettes in every syllable. Who is this? Someone who was there. Someone who knows what he found. A wet cough. College Street. The old drain near the coffee house. 3 a.m. Come alone, or you will never know. The line went dead. Meera checked the caller 499 trace. Scrambled. Professional. She looked at Vikram's note again. Trust the Naali. She grabbed her jacket and headed for the door. Chapter 2. The caller. College Street at 3 a.m. was a different city. The bookshops that sold philosophy and poetry by day became hollow shells. Stray dogs owned the pavements. A drunk mumbled verses from Tagore. To the shadows. Meera parked her Maruti near the Indian coffee house. The landmark stood dark and shuttered, its spiral staircase visible through dusty windows. Even in sleep, the building remembered its revolutionary past. She walked slowly, scanning. Her hand rested on her service revolver, though she knew bullets were useless against ghosts and memories. The drain was precisely where the caller said. An old iron grate, 2 meters square, set into the pavement between the coffee house and a closed bookshop. The grate was ornate, British-era craftsmanship, rusted but unbroken. ACP Rathod. The voice came from the shadows of a doorway. Meera turned. An old man emerged, 70, perhaps older, thin as famine, wearing a kurta that had been white in another decade. His eyes were roomy but sharp. You knew Vikram Bose, Meera said. Head Constable Rajesh Dutta. Retired 1995, he coughed, a sound like tearing paper. I was Vikram's assistant on the Stoneman case. Why did you call me? Because I am dying. Lung cancer. The doctors gave me 3 months. I made a promise to Vikram. I kept it for 16 years. But I cannot take it to the grave. Meera waited. Vikram was brilliant. Everyone knew it. He saw patterns others missed. When the Stoneman murders started, he mapped every location, every victim, every stone. Rajesh's hands trembled. On February 13th, he showed me the spiral. All 12 murders radiate from this exact spot. The old man pointed at the drain. He said the pattern was too perfect, too deliberate. Someone was leaving a message, and the message pointed here. What did he find? I do not know. He came here alone on February 14th, night shift. He told me to go home, said it was too dangerous. Rajesh's eyes glistened. The next morning, he was gone. His desk was cleaned out. No resignation. Nobody, just gone. Did you search the drain? Of course. We opened it that same day. Found nothing, just sewage and rats. Meera knelt beside the grate. Grid's sight activated without her willing it. The world is split into 3. Physical layer, rusted iron grate, sewage smell. Darkness below. Missing layer, disturbance in the pattern, something removed. Recently. Within the last week. Ghost layer, Vikram. February 14, 1990. Kneeling exactly where Meera knelt now, opening the grate. Descending with a torch, the ghost image descended into shadow. Samana's been here recently, Meera said. Samana opened this drain within the last 7 days. Rajesh looked confused. How could you possibly? I see things. Meera pulled a crowbar from her bag. Municipal maintenance protocol. She always carried tools. Help me with this grate. The old man hesitated, then nodded. Together they pried. The grate shrieked like something alive, but it lifted. Below, a ladder descended into darkness. The smell rose like a fist. I am too old for this, Rajesh said. Wait here. If I do not return in 20 minutes, call this number. Meera handed him a card. Inspector Singh, tell him everything. She clicked on her torch and descended into the Naali. Chapter 3. The evidence cache the drain was wider than Meera expected. British engineering. Built to last centuries. The tunnel was tall enough to stand in, though she had to crouch. Water trickled along a central channel. The walls were brick, slimed with decades of organic decay. Her torch beam cut through the darkness. Rats scattered, somewhere distant. Water dripped with the patience of stone. Grid sight showed her 3 paths. Physical, the tunnel ahead. Missing, scratch marks on the wall. Recent, ghost Vikram's path. Glowing faintly like bioluminescent algae. She followed the ghost trail. 30 meters in, the tunnel branched, left toward the Hooghly River, right toward Presidency College. Vikram's ghost went right. Meera followed. The tunnel narrowed. She had to crawl now, torch in her teeth, hands in filth she tried not to think about. Her jacket snagged on something. She cursed, tore free, and kept moving. The tunnel opened into a junction chamber. 4 tunnels met here, creating a space 3 meters across. The ceiling was vaulted, surprisingly beautiful despite the grime. Grid's sight flared so bright, Meera gasped. All 3 layers showed the same thing, a hiding place. Vikram had been here. She scanned the walls, brick, mortar, brick. 1 brick sat differently. Newer mortar, replaced recently. Meera pried it with her pocket knife. The brick came loose. Behind it, wrapped in multiple layers of plastic and sealed with electrical tape, a waterproof case. Military grade. The kind that could survive decades underwater. Her hands shook as she opened it. Inside, a notebook, photographs, a cassette tape, and a letter addressed to the next detective. Meera opened the letter. Vikram's handwriting. Same precise script. If you are reading this, I am dead or disappeared. I pray you are someone who cares about truth. Someone who will finish what I could not. I solved the Stoneman murders. I know who did it. I know why. But I cannot arrest them. They are too powerful, too protected. If I try, I will die. My family will die. The evidence will disappear. So I am disappearing first. I am hiding this evidence where only someone with the gift enough to find it will look. The drain speaks because society ignores it. Just as we ignored the victims. 12 homeless men, invisible in life, visible only in death. The killer walks free. But you can stop them. The proof is here, everything you need, but be careful. They have eyes everywhere. Trust the Naali, trust no one else. Inspector Vikram Bose, February 15, 1990. Meera's heart hammered. She opened the notebook, page after page of meticulous notes, witness interviews, timeline reconstructions, and then, on page 47, A name: Dr. Arindam Chakraborty, Professor of Sociology, Presidency College. Age 62, in 1990, specialist in urban cleansing theory. The photographs showed a distinguished man, white beard, kind eyes, giving lectures. Surrounded by students. The killer. Vikram's notes explained everything. Dr. Chakraborty believed homelessness was a social disease that required radical intervention. He wrote papers about it. Theoretical papers, until theory became practice. 12 murders, stones from his family's quarry in Purulia. Each victim was chosen for maximum symbolic impact. Each murder is positioned to form a spiral. The universal symbol of transformation. The spiral pointed to Presidency College, to his office, to him. Vikram had found witnesses. A night watchman who saw the professor near one murder site, a student who noticed his professor's unusual interest in homeless populations. A quarry worker confirmed that stones had gone missing. Circumstantial evidence, strong but not sufficient for conviction. Not against a respected professor with political connections. Meera checked the date on the last entry. February 14, 1990. Tomorrow I will confront Chakraborty. I will give him one chance to confess. If he refuses, I will take this public, whatever the cost. Vikram never got the chance. Meera's phone buzzed. Signal shouldn't reach this deep, but somehow it did. A text from Rajesh above. Car approaching. Get out. Now. Meera shoved everything into her bag. She crawled back through the tunnel. Faster now, scraping elbows and knees. Behind her, she heard voices echoing down the shaft. Someone else was coming. Chapter 4. The watcher Meera burst from the drain grate like a surfacing swimmer. Rajesh grabbed her arm and pulled her up. They slammed the grate shut just as headlights swept the street. A black SUV, tinted windows, government plates. Hide, Rajesh hissed. They ducked into the coffeehouse doorway. The SUV stopped beside the drain. 2 men got out. Plainclothes, professional, military bearing. One of them knelt by the grate. Examined it with a torch. Recently opened. Someone's investigating, the second man said. Just like the old man warned. Meera's blood froze. They knew about Rajesh. They were watching him. The first man spoke into a phone. Sir, we have movement. The ACP is active on the case. A pause. Understood. We will handle it. They got back in the SUV and drove away. Rajesh was shaking. They know. They have always known. Vikram was right. Who are they? Meera demanded. I do not know, but they have protected Chakraborty for 16 years. They will protect him from you too. Meera's mind raced. She had the evidence. But evidence meant nothing if the system was compromised. Where is Chakraborty now? She asked. Still at Presidency College. Professor Emeritus. Retired but maintains an office. He gives occasional lectures on urban sociology. Rajesh laughed bitterly. They call him a humanitarian. He won the Padma Shri in 2003, a national award for distinguished service. Given to a serial killer. I need to see him, Meera said. Are you insane? Those men will kill you. They will try. Meera checked her revolver. 6 rounds, but I have something Vikram did not. What? Grid sight. And I know he is guilty. Vikram gave me proof. I will not confront him. Not yet. Meera's mind worked through the chess moves. But I need to see his reaction. See if he knows someone found Vikram's cache. How will you do that? Meera smiled. Cold, predatory. I will ask him about urban cleansing theory. As a concerned police officer, seeking expert advice on homelessness. He will know. He is not stupid. Perhaps, but he is also arrogant. 16 years of freedom. He thinks he is untouchable. Meera started walking toward her car. Arrogance creates blind spots. Rajesh called after her. What do I do? Go home. Lock your doors. Tell no one we spoke. Meera turned back. And Rajesh, thank you for keeping your promise to Vikram. The old man nodded. Tears ran down his weathered face. Meera drove through empty Kolkata streets. Dawn approached. The city would wake soon, unaware that monsters walked among them. Her phone rang. Arjun. Video call, she answered. Her son's face appeared, sleepy and confused. Ma, where are you? Work, beta, a case. Again. He rubbed his eyes. 11 years old, too young to understand why his mother hunted ghosts. You promised you would be home for breakfast. Guilt stabbed her. I know. I am sorry. Emergency. It is always an emergency. No anger in his voice. Just resignation. Worse than anger. Arjun, it is okay, Ma. I understand. You catch bad people. He smiled. Small brave. Just be safe. Always. I love you. Love you too. The call ended. Meera sat in her car, staring at the phone. The job demanded everything: relationships, sleep, safety. What did it give back? Justice for the dead. Nothing for the living. She started the engine, drove toward Presidency College. The sun rose over the Hooghly. Another day in Kolkata. Another chance for truth. Chapter 5. The Professor Presidency College looked like a colonial dream frozen in time. White pillars, red brick, manicured lawns. Students hurried between buildings, carrying books and futures. Meera found the sociology department in the older wing. The corridor smelled of old paper and young ambition. Posters advertised lectures on inequality, justice, and social transformation. Irony thick enough to choke on. Dr. Arindam Chakraborty's office was at the end of the hall. The door was open. Inside, an old man sat at a mahogany desk, reading a journal. White beard. Wire-rimmed glasses. A face that belonged in a Satyajit Ray film. Meera knocked. He looked up, smiled. Warm, grandfatherly. Yes, may I help you, Dr. Chakraborty? I am ACP Meera Rathod, Noida Crime Branch. May I have a moment? His smile never wavered. Of course, please, sit. Grid sight activated. Meera saw 3 layers. Physical, an old man. Frail. Harmless, missing. The predator beneath, hidden. Controlled. Ghost. 16 years of ghosts. 12 homeless men. Vikram. Others. A trail of corpses behind the kindly professor. Meera sat. Kept her face neutral. How may I assist the police? He asked. I am investigating urban homelessness, specifically, violence against homeless populations. Meera watched him, every micro-expression. Your research on urban cleansing came highly recommended. Ah, that was many years ago. I have moved on to other topics. Still, your insights would be valuable. You wrote that homelessness is a social pathology requiring surgical intervention. What did you mean? His eyes flickered, just for a second. Recognition, calculation. That was theoretical work, Inspector. Hyperbole meant to provoke academic debate. Of course, but theoretically, what would surgical intervention look like? Removal of the diseased tissue while preserving the healthy organism. He folded his hands, metaphorically speaking, and if the diseased tissue were people, then we would be discussing genocide, Inspector, which I obviously do not advocate. His smile returned, wider now. Why are you really here? Meera met his gaze. I reopened an old case. 1989 to 1990. 12 homeless men were murdered in Kolkata. They called it the Stoneman killings. No reaction, perfect control. I remember, terrible tragedy. They never caught the killer. The lead investigator disappeared. Inspector Vikram Bose. Do you remember him? Vaguely. He may have interviewed me. Many police did, back then. I was considered an expert on homelessness. He interviewed you on February 13th, 1990, 2 days before he vanished. Now a reaction, minute, a tightening around the eyes. If you say so, it was 16 years ago. My memory is not what it was. Meera leaned forward. Dr. Chakraborty, do you believe in patterns? I am a sociologist. Patterns are my profession. The 12 murders formed a perfect spiral, all pointing to this college, to this building, to you. The office suddenly felt smaller. Then he laughed, gentle, amused. Inspector, surely you do not suspect me, an old professor? I suspect everyone, until evidence clears them. Then I am afraid I cannot help you. I was cleared 16 years ago. I had alibis for several murders, student gatherings, Faculty meetings. He stood. Now, I have a lecture to prepare, unless you have a warrant. Meera stood too. Not yet, but I will find the truth, Dr. Chakraborty. Patterns have a way of completing themselves. Indeed, they do. Do give my regards to your son, Arjun, is it? 11 years old, studying at Delhi Public School, Noida. Meera's blood turned to ice. How do you know my son's name? I read the newspapers, Inspector. You are famous, the detective with the gift. They write about you, about your family. He walked to the door, held it open. Be careful. Gifts can be dangerous, especially for those we love. Meera left. Her hands shook with rage and fear. He knew about Arjun. He was threatening her son. She reached her car, pulled out her phone, called her ex-husband in Noida. Vikram, it is Meera. Is Arjun home? Yes, why? Do not let him go to school today. Keep him inside. Lock the doors. Meera, what is going on? Please, just do it. I will explain later. She hung up. Saturday in the car, breathing hard. Chakraborty had protection, powerful protection. And he had made his position clear. Back off, or your son pays. But Meera could not back off. 12 families waited for justice. Vikram's sacrifice demanded completion. She started the car, drove back to Lal Bazaar police headquarters. She needed allies, people she could trust. But who? Vikram said. Trust no one. Her phone rang. Unknown number again, she answered. Hello, heavy breathing. Then, you went to see him. You stupid girl. Now they know you have the evidence. Who is this? Someone who cares whether you live or die. Listen carefully. The SUV that came to College Street, Government Intelligence Bureau. They protect Chakraborty because he works for them. Works for them? Doing what? Acid elimination. Inconvenient people who disappear. He has been doing it for 30 years. The Stoneman murders were personal. Hobby. But they compromised him, so the IB owns him now. They will never let you arrest him. Then what do I do? You have two choices, walk away and live, or finish this and die. The line went dead. Meera sat in the parking lot. The rain started, soft, persistent, Kolkata rain. She thought of Arjun, his sleepy face this morning. He had trust that she would always come home. She thought of 12 homeless men, forgotten, invisible, murdered for sport. She thought of Vikram, choosing between justice and survival. Choosing justice. Paying the price. Grid sight showed her the ghost of a choice. Two paths. One safe, one right. She knew which path Meera Rathod would take. She always had. Chapter 6. The Alliance. Meera needed allies. But Vikram's warning echoed. Trust no one. Still, she could not fight alone, not against the Intelligence Bureau. She thought of Inspector Harish Singh. Lal Bazaar. 20 years on the force. Clean record. Honest. Rare. She called him Harish. Meera. I need to meet, somewhere private. What is wrong? Everything. But not on the phone. They met at a small tea stall in Behala, far from Lal Bazaar. Harish arrived in civilian clothes. Cautious. Good. Meera told him everything. Vikram, the drain, the evidence, Chakraborty, the IB protection. Harish listened without interruption. When she finished, he was silent for a long time. You realize this is career suicide, he finally said. I realize they will bury you, transfer you to some village police station, or worse, I know. And you still want to pursue this? I have to. Harish sipped his chai, stared at the traffic. My father was a constable. He used to say the system protects itself. Always. If you challenge it, it crushes you. So you will not help? I did not say that. He turned to her. I said it will crush you. I did not say you should not try. A sad smile. My father also said, if good people do nothing, evil wins by default. So you will help? I will do what I can, quietly behind the scenes. He leaned closer. But Meera, you need more than police support. You need public pressure. Media, lawyers, make it too visible to bury. How? You have Vikram's evidence. Make it public, not through official channels. They will block that. Use journalists, activists, people outside the system. Meera nodded. It made sense. There is a journalist, Harish said. Priya Banerjee, The Telegraph. She investigates corruption, fearless. She will run this story if you give her proof. Will she protect her source? She has gone to jail rather than reveal sources. Twice. Then I will contact her. Be careful. The IB will be watching phones, email, everything. I know. Meera finished her tea. Thank you, Harish. Do not thank me yet. This may get us both killed. They parted ways. Meera drove to a cyber cafe in Farahat. Paid cash, used a fake email, sent a message to Priya Banerjee at the Telegraph. I have evidence of a serial killer protected by intelligence agencies. 12 murders. 16 years. Professor at Presidency College. Meet me tomorrow, 10 a.m. Victoria Memorial. Near the lake. Come alone. Bring no electronics. She hit send. Left the cuff. Threw the SIM card into the hoofly on her way home. Tomorrow she would make this public. After that, it was out of her hands. Tonight, she called Arjun. Ma, when are you coming home? Soon, beta. Very soon. How was your day? He talked about cricket, friends, a science project. Normal 11-year-old concerns. Precious, fragile. Arjun, I want you to know something. Whatever happens, I love you. You are the best thing I ever made. Silence. Then, Ma, you are scaring me. What is happening? Nothing. Just a difficult case. It will be over soon. Wanted to lie. Tried to tell him everything would be fine. I promise I will do my best. Always. After the call, she sat in her apartment. Rain hammered the windows. Kolkata's darkness pressed against the glass. She opened Vikram's notebook. Read his final entry again. I pray you are someone who cares about truth. She did. God help her, she did, even if it killed her. Underscore 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 chapter 7. The meeting Victoria Memorial gleamed white against the monsoon sky. Tourists feed pigeons. Lovers sat by the lake. History slept in marble. Meera arrived early. Scanned for watchers, saw none. But they would be there. They were always there. At 10 a.m. precisely, a woman approached. 30. Sharp eyes, kurta and jeans bag over the shoulder. ACP Rathod? She asked quietly. You are Priya? Yes. You said you have evidence? Meera handed her a USB drive. Everything is here. Vikram Bose's investigation, photographs, witness statements, the killer's identity. Priya pocketed the drive. Why give this to me? Why not arrest him yourself? Because he is protected. Intelligence Bureau. If I try to arrest him through official channels, the evidence will disappear. I will disappear. Justice will disappear. So you want me to publish? I want you to make it too public to bury. Once it is out there, they cannot suppress it. Public pressure will force action. Priya nodded slowly. This will destroy careers, possibly start a political scandal. Are you prepared for that? Are you? Priya smiled. Fierce. Bright. I have been waiting for a story like this my whole life. Give me 2 days. I will run it on the front page. Make copies, multiple copies. Store them safely. They will try to stop publication. I know, Priya stood. One question. Why now? Why after 16 years? Because someone needs to care. And today, that someone is me. They parted. Meera walked back to her car. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She ignored it. It rang again and again. Finally, she answered. You met the journalist. Dr. Chakraborty's voice. Calm. Pleasant. Did you really think we would not notice? Meera's heart sank. They were watching. Of course they were. The story will run, she said. You cannot stop it now. Cannot stop it. My dear Inspector, I can do anything. I have done nothing for 30 years. He sighed. But I am old. Perhaps it is time. Time for what? To finish this. To complete the pattern. One more death. Then the spiral closes perfectly. Whose death? Yours, of course. You found Vikram's evidence, just like he did, so you will disappear just like he did. Poetic, do you not think? Meera looked around. Victoria Memorial. Crowds. Safety in numbers. Where are you? She demanded. Close, very close. Look at the lake. She turned. Saw a man standing by the water. Old, white beard. Feeding pigeons. Dr. Chakrabarti waved. Then he walked away. Into the crowd. Gone. Meera ran after him. Pushed through tourists. Lost sight. Spun around. A hand grabbed her shoulder. She whirled. Reached for her gun. Inspector Harish. Meera. Stop. He is here. Chakraborty. Who? Where? She scanned the crowd. Nothing. He had vanished like smoke. Her phone buzzed. Text message. Unknown number. A photograph. Arjun. Outside his school in Noida. Today. Timestamp. 10 minutes ago. Caption. Beautiful boy. Would be tragic if something happened. Meera's world collapsed. They had her son. Chapter 8. The choice. Meera sat in her car outside Victoria Memorial. Hands shaking. Mind racing. They had Arjun, or could get him. Same thing. She called her ex-husband. Is Arjun there? Yes, he is playing in his room. Why? Do not let him leave the house. Not for any reason. I am coming to Noida. Now, Meera, you are terrifying me. Please, trust me. I will explain when I get there. She hung up. Started the car. Delhi was 6 hours away. She would drive through the night if necessary. Her phone rang. Priya Banerjee. ACP Rathod. I just received a visit. Men from the Intelligence Bureau. They took the USB drive. They took my notes. They said if I publish anything, I will be charged with violating national security. Meera closed her eyes. I am sorry. They knew, Inspector. They knew everything. How? They have been watching from the beginning. What do we do now? You do nothing. Forget you met me. Forget the story. They will destroy you. What about you? I do not know. She hung up. Saturday in the car, the rain started again. Everything had failed. The evidence was gone. The journalist was compromised. Her son was threatened. Vikram had faced the same choice. Justice or family. He chose justice. He paid with his life. Meera was not Vikram. She was a mother first, detective second. Her phone rang again. Dr. Chakraborty. Have you made your decision? He asked. What do you want? Destroy Vikram's evidence. All copies. Walk away from this case. Never speak of it again. And if I do, your son lives. You live. Everyone lives. The pattern remains incomplete, which, in its own way, is interesting. How do I know you will keep your word? He laughed. You do not. But you have no choice. You cannot protect your son forever. You cannot guard him at all times. One lapse, one distraction, and he is gone. Meera felt tears on her face. You are a monster. I am a realist. Society creates monsters. Inspector, then pretends shock when we appear. 12 homeless men died because nobody cared. If anyone had cared, I would have been caught after the first victim, but nobody did. So I continued. Do you see? The real monster is indifference. Murdering innocent people. They were not innocent. They were society's refuse. I removed them. Cleanly. Efficiently. I even made it beautiful. A spiral, art and function combined. They were human beings. Were they? Or were they ghosts already? Invisible. Forgotten. I made their disappearance permanent. Meera wanted to scream, to shoot him through the phone. You have 1 hour. Chakraborty said. Bring Vikram's evidence to Presidency College. My office. Burn it in front of me. Then walk away, or your son becomes victim 13. The line went dead. Meera sat in silence. Rain drummed on the roof. Grid sight activated. Showed her 2 futures. Future 1. She burned the evidence. Arjun lived. Chakraborty walked free. 12 families never got justice. Vikram's sacrifice meant nothing. Evil won. Future 2, she defied him. Tried to protect Arjun, failed. Lost her son, lost everything. Evil still won. Both futures were in darkness. Unless there was a third path, one Vikram never saw. She called Inspector Harish. I need your help, one last time. I need you to arrest me. Silence. What? Arrest me, officially. Put me in lockup, tonight. Make it public, very public. Meera, have you lost your mind? Listen, Chakraborty threatened my son. He wants me to destroy evidence. If I am in police custody, I cannot destroy it. And I cannot be a threat to him. He has no reason to hurt Arjun. But you will be finished. Your career is already finished. But my son will live. That is what matters. Harish was quiet. Then what charge? Evidence tampering. Unauthorized investigation. Anything, just make it stick for 48 hours. And then I resign. I take Arjun somewhere safe, far from here, and I let this case die. Meera, please, I am begging you. Another long silence. Where are you? Victoria Memorial. I will be there in 20 minutes, with a warrant. Thank you. She hung up. Took out the photocopies she had made of Vikram's evidence. Everything. Notes, photographs. The cassette tape converted to digital. She put them in an envelope, wrote an address, posted it. If she died, if Chakraborty won, at least the truth would survive, somewhere, waiting. Inspector Harish arrived with 2 constables. He looked miserable. Meera Rathod, he said formally, you are under arrest for evidence tampering and unauthorized investigation. Come with me. She offered her wrists. He cuffed her. Gently. I am sorry, he whispered. Do not be. You are saving my son. They drove to Lal Bazaar. Processed her. Photographed her. Took her gun, her badge, her identity. Locked her in a cell. News spread fast. ACP Meera Rathod arrested. Corruption charges. Dishonor. Her phone was confiscated, but Harish brought her news. Her ex-husband had taken Arjun to his parents in Dehradun. Remote. Safe. Dr. Chakraborty made no move, no threats, no contact. The pattern was broken. Meera was neutralized. He had won. 2 days later they released her. No charges. Insufficient evidence. But the damage was done. Her superiors offered her a choice. Resign quietly or face departmental inquiry. She resigned. Abby Rathod ceased to exist. Just Meera now. Mother. Civilian. Failure. She took the train to Dehradun, to Arjun, to whatever life remained. As the train left Howrah station, she looked back at Kolkata. The city of joy. The city of forgotten murders. Somewhere in that city, 12 families still waited for justice. Somewhere, Vikram Bose's ghost still waited for completion. But Meera could not give it to them. She had chosen life over justice. The pattern remained incomplete. The spiral remained open. And Dr. Arindam Chakraborty, Padma Shri recipient, Professor Emeritus, serial killer, walked free. Meera closed her eyes. She had failed. Epilogue, the envelope. 3 weeks later, Delhi. A journalist named Rohit Sharma opened his mail. He worked for India Today, investigative division. Among the bills and press releases, a large envelope. No return address. Postmarked Kolkata. He opened it. Inside, photocopies. Photographs, a letter explaining everything, a case solved but unpunished, a killer protected by the state, and a note. I could not finish this. Perhaps you can. For Vikram, for 12. For truth. Rohit read through the night. By morning, he had made his decision. The story would run. The pattern would be complete. Justice delayed is not justice denied. Sometimes it is only justice waiting. For the right moment, for the right voice, for someone who cares. End of part 2, stay tuned. Part 3,